Do you ever wish someone would draw you a map and give you the directions to the career of your dreams? If so, consider this podcast your GPS to a career where you feel strong, fulfilled, and passionate about your work, day in and day out. On this show, I am sharing the tools to help you advocate for your strengths, discover your passions, and learn from folks who transformed their careers for the better. My name is Joyel Crawford, your fairy god mentor, and with my 18 years of experience in HR at a Fortune 50 company and 20 years of coaching and mentoring top leaders, I am thrilled to be your guide on this career journey. Let's get started. Welcome to Career View Mirror, where we reflect on the career journeys of powerful professionals and uncover the moments that shaped who we are today. I'm your host, Joyel Crawford, and today's guest is someone who's redefining what it means to lead with connection and purpose. Joining me today is Roman Zakovsky. Roman is a world-class leadership coach. These are the exact words used by none other than Marshall Goldsmith, who is the #1 leadership thinker in the world and legend in the coaching industry. He's also my mentor as well. Roman and I are forefront coaches. Roman, not Marshall Goldsmith, Roman has a strong track record of helping top tier leaders transform their organizations. He specializes in building stronger client relationships and helping firms win more business. He works closely with senior professionals, especially in high-end law firms across Europe and the Middle East, to elevate their leadership impact and business development strategies. He's the creator of Relationship Mastery, which is a newsletter on LinkedIn, and I highly suggest you go and subscribe immediately. And he's an architect of a 6-month intensive coaching program that's producing measurable success. Roman, welcome to Career View Mirror. I am so thrilled to have you here.
Hello, Joel. Thank you very much for having me, and it's great to be with you.
I am so excited to have you on to talk about your powerful impact in helping high performing leaders master their relationships and reach their business goals. How did you get started in all of this? Like, how did this all get started?
Yeah, I have pivoted my career a couple of times, and so I always thought when I was a kid that I want to be a lawyer myself. So I started studying law, and in Czech Republic, it's possible while you are at the last years of your university to start working within a law firm. So I always searched for the best of the best. Started working at Allen & Overy, which is a top tier international law firm with offices all around the globe. And I worked throughout the university, and when I finished, I got the offer from them and started working full time for them.
Wow.
But after 8 months of working there full time, I decided that basically I love it. I love the people. I love the business side of things, but I just don't like the law aspect of it as much. And I wanted to focus much more on the business side. So I started searching for opportunities, because in terms of the law, at that moment, I couldn't move basically to a better firm or find a better job, or something like that. So I was looking really for something international, and that's how I found the company Lasvit that is doing glass art installation. So completely different industry, completely different work. But what is, I think, the common piece is that also Lasvit is in their business #1 in the world basically, and they are leading the industry. And I applied for a job in originally Dubai or Hong Kong, and ended up being being drafted to London office,
Mm-hmm.
and started working as a salesperson in the London office, and worked my career path through the ranks to the managing director of that office, and yeah. Then when COVID hit, we said with my wife that we want to move back to Czech Republic, and
Mm-hmm.
because I have great experience of my mom being an executive coach for past 25 years. I knew really a lot about coaching. I always tell my clients that I have 25 years of coaching experience with my mom, and yeah. So I always saw that as a interesting career, interesting work, and I really enjoyed helping people develop themselves and improve themselves, and seeing the progress they are able to make within just hour and a half of talking. It's tremendous joy for me. So I really enjoy what I do now.
So you went from working in law to
Yeah.
being an executive coach and joining your mother. I'm assuming you're joining your mother in business. Did you go into business with your mom?
Yeah, correct. I'm working under basically kind of her brand, or within a small company she has, and it's only a couple of projects where we get the chance to work together on a larger projects. So these are actually the couple of projects where I don't work necessarily in the law firms or in the consulting firms, but outside of that, spanning different industries, and also I enjoy working with my mom, which is a great experience as well.
Oh, and I'm sure she loves that too.
Yeah.
She didn't push you at all, did she, when you were, kind of going through your career? Because I know that a lot of, parents, at least in America, kind of tend to push their children in certain
No.
directions. Did you feel any pressure to get into?
No, not at all. Of course, I think like a lot of the parents, my parents were also like very supportive when I told them I want to be a lawyer. So
Uh-huh.
it's kind of a safe career choice, where people think you are at least guaranteed to get certain amount of money, etc., and be on the safe side.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I find it amazing. The degree is not only if you end up being a lawyer, but it helped me through different kinds of work I've been doing. It's highly, it's teaches you to think very analytically about a lot of the things and how to connect things very quickly together. And I've been just so much of my work past being a lawyer is thanks to being having the training in that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, Roman, a lot of questioning goes into being an attorney. So that definitely lends itself really well to being a really great executive coach. Can you tell me what your typical is there a typical day that you go through? A lot of people are very interested in the coaching industry.
Mhm.
I try to tell them what I do, but people still can't figure out what I do.
Mm.
So can you walk us through what a typical day would look like as an executive coach?
Yeah. So it differs because every day is a little bit different, based on what I have scheduled, whether it's the one-to-one coaching sessions with my clients, or
Mhm.
whether I lead some group workshop or seminar, whether I do it online or I am traveling or am present. But if I just take today, I had 2 or 3 different meetings.
Mhm.
Like any other person, responds to a lot of emails
Mhm.
and messages, and on whether it's on LinkedIn, email, the different routes. And then I had 2 coaching sessions with my clients that are working with. regularly with one. It's a partner of a law firm. We had together. This was our sixth session, so we had an hour and a half working on how to improve the presence in front of the client and how to be better in basically like building relationships with the clients. So there is like a lot of small things that you can improve, but all these little things, they lead to great difference. And like any other industry, law is very competitive, and clients are very rarely able to judge the and just basically like rank you on the performance side in terms of like how you do the work. It's much more about like if they're happy with how you treat them, how you respond, what are your responses, whether everything is clear, and how you deliver all of the messaging basically that you need to deliver. So this is something it's a common theme, very very interesting topic that I help a lot of law firm partners or people that are working with clients on almost everyday basis.
And what would you say is the number one relationship building secret that really helps your clients kind of push the needle like further on building those relationships with their clients?
Yeah, I think it's actually got to do a lot with presentations. Whether it's you don't need to imagine like a huge presentation with lots of slides, but basically like presenting to the client all the results, all the work that you've been working on with your team. Everybody is thinking when I have to present something to the client, like how do I present what I have? But not that many people are thinking like what the clients need, how they need this material to be presented to them. And so this is very important mind shift that I work a lot on with a lot of my clients. And it and even the clients, they very quickly see the difference, like they ask my clients like, have you changed? Like I think it's like now like all of the meetings are getting smoother and everything seems to be flowing much quicker and much more effectively. And it's much more just tweaking a couple of things, asking much more questions rather than just thinking, yeah, I have this material, I just need to deliver the message to the client, deliver the content, but thinking like how it is best delivered to the content, I think is the key.
So it's always wondering, and this is true for presentations with clients or even presentations on a big stage, is understanding your audience, knowing your audience, knowing what kind of information they need, knowing how they need the information, because sometimes people don't want long, lengthy, drawn out explanations. They want quick hits, quick bullets, and even, I don't know, asking the client how they want their information is also a win too. So I think that's great. So it's great that your clients can see the change and their clients can see the change, because that relationship magic is really kind of turning its head, that mindset of focusing on the client and not on the content. It's all about the client. How do they need this information? How is this going to best serve them? And how is it going to help them walk away with the information that
it is very hard because all along the university you are taught how to present the arguments and how all of these arguments I'm presenting, how they lead to the final conclusion. So they are this is kind of the standard how they are presenting the information, and
Right.
how it is expected on the other side is the other way around. Just give me the executive summary, give me the final conclusion,
Yeah.
and then let's dig into a couple of the steps, or details if needed to be, or if you need to like explain it a little bit more. But this is one of the key topics that we cover a lot, and talk about a lot with my clients as well, this is, I think, especially true with more junior people.
Yeah.
They are just used to like,
Yeah.
I need to prove, that I have all of the arguments laid out before I tell you, what you should do. But it's just boring the
Yeah.
clients out of their minds, and
Yes.
it's much better to just tell them, and leave the details to the end, or to the later stage.
Nice. So it's kind of untraining. All of that training that you learn in school, in the university, and in law school, you just got to switch your mind up and really customize it to what the audience needs. That's not only helpful for, attorneys, but any type of person who's giving a presentation. So that's good gold news. So thank you for walking me through the day, because a lot of times there's a lot of, I don't know, I guess there's a lot of questions. There's always these questions I get. I don't know if people reach out to you, Roman, but a lot of people are like, how did you start your business? What do you do? Like, what does a typical day look like? So I love walking people through what a typical day looks like in this career, in this profession, so that they know what to expect. It's a lot of work, a lot of active listening that's involved, as well as there's asking. So there's the coaching, the ICF of asking the questions, but there's also a little bit of telling too, to guide them. So that's terrific. So what really, I know that you grew up around an amazing executive coach, but what is your why? Like, what gets you up out of bed in the morning, Roman?
Well, I would like to tell you it's my job, and what I do, but it's much more our 2.5-year-old son that gets me up every day around 6 a.m. or sometimes even earlier, and yeah. But I actually love it because it allows me to have very slow mornings, and think about the most important stuff in terms of my life, and focus on that very early on, and make sure that I'm not missing out on anything super important to me, and later on just go to those emails and all of the other things. But yeah, just making sure that I don't miss on the most important.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. So you literally have somebody that gets you out of bed in the morning. That's your why. What's his
Yeah,
name?
I haven't set for past 2.5 years. I haven't set alarm clock
A
once.
real alarm clock?
Yeah, yeah. It's I don't need that. I am not worried that I will miss even 8 a.m. appointment with my son. Is not going to happen. His name is Robin.
Oh, Robin. Very cute. Very cute. So he has a bird's name too. So we got a little bird chirping in the morning.
It is actually like now that it's sun is out earlier. It's his favorite thing that he just whenever we sleep with the open window, and he sees or hears the birds from outside. It's his calling, and he says like, yeah, birds are singing already, so we better wake up, and it's already morning. Dad, wake up.
Oh,
And,
that is a great why. That is a great why. I've got tears in my eyes now. I usually don't cry during my podcast, but that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh, so Robin is your why. I love that answer. I love that answer. Um, what is a common myth that you think people have about executive coaching that you would love to dispel right now? Just cancel out of this world.
Yeah, I think it goes to what you said. That not that many people actually understand or know what it is, what executive coach does,
Mhm,
and I experience that very often, especially like if I have these programs that are, somebody at the firm is already kind of coaching enthusiast. They may have been through a program with me, etc. But and they want to uh, to get it to the colleagues, and but I always meet them for the first time. Nobody knows what to expect. Nobody has an idea, what will happen. But everybody is walking out with a smile on their face, and it's I like to basically like explain what we do in terms of the sports, and so if you are athlete, if you
mhm,
want to be even like mediocre athlete, you have a coach that is supporting you along the way. Nonetheless, the top athletes that have 8 different coaches, from diet to I don't know, physique and
mhm.
meditation and whatever. And I think it's now like same performance and even like the same amount of coaches. I don't think it's necessary, for everybody to have 7 different coaches, but to have somebody that supports you,
Yeah.
in your busy and very complex life
Mhm,
you are dealing with, and many of my long-term clients is like that, that we start working together on relationship with clients, or how to improve in their networking skills or whatever, and after 2.5 years, we are just talking much more about the complexity of their lives, how to deal
mhm,
with different difficult situations, handling the work together with the family, how to
mhm.
communicate better about, the expectations and the expectations towards the family, and how to ask for the expectations of the family on them, and so on. So and I love that, because once you get to that level with the
Mhm,
client, to
mhm.
those things that are most important to them, basically in terms of their life, it just has some much greater potential to improve the quality of your life,
Right.
which I think the coaching is all about. I I think you should hire a coach if you want to improve the quality of your life and quality of your thoughts. Is great to have somebody to talk about these things, and be a helper in that, because it's very hard to do it on your own.
Indeed. I that is a ringing endorsement for the coaching profession. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that was a great response. I appreciate you sharing that and demystifying that we're just kind of these hokey people. Like the TV shows kind of position executive coaches as these kind of woo woo, fluffy uh, beings that are in the executive offices, whereas there's real work happening, and it not only impacts their business and creating positive impact for the business, but also for their lives. Like you were saying, and that's when you really start digging down deep. Like that's where the real magic is where we can show them the connection to to what they're doing and what they're bringing about in their business life and their personal life. They could have continued productivity and success and results that they desire. So
I always try to explain it to people that I help my clients, to organize their thoughts in their heads, and better you organize the stuff that is happening in your head, the better quality of your life you will have. So
mhm.
it's as simple as that, and
Yeah.
but it's not as simple to do on your own.
Yeah,
And that hence the need for the coach, similar to the top athletes, if you're
right.
just traveling the world playing top notch tennis, and every week you are a different continent, and you need to be at your A game all the time. You need to have somebody to support you in that, whether it's somebody doing your I don't know, helping you with your leg because it hurts, whether
Mhm.
it's working with your diet, and everything goes at the end of the day into your performance
Yeah.
on the tennis court.
Absolutely. So it is a good analogy. And we don't play the game. And another myth that I'm going to bust is that we don't get on the court with you. We're not doing the work for you. We're
Yeah.
giving you the tools that you need, like you said, fixing the way you think so that you can play the game better. So I love that. I love it. So I always like to ask this question at the end of our interviews on this podcast. And that is, if you were to give one or two leadership tips or career tips to the young Roman, what would they be?
Start thinking about how do I think much sooner in my life. So
Mhm.
I think it took me a lot of time until I was like 28 or something like that. It I first started much more thinking about, why are these things in my head? Why um, am I feeling this way? How,
Mhm.
if I have too much stress at work, how am I responding to that? How my body responds to that? So I think this literally should be taught at school, and you should have a kind of some kind of guidance
Mhm.
or manual, because some people go through life until they are 60, 70, or not even, and go through life and just thinking that the life is just happening to them, and they are just trying to guard against all of the attacks, and it's a very sad way to live, I think, that way, and so sooner you realize that, I think it's much better.
Oh, beautiful. So, instead of life happening to you, that you can lead the life that you want to lead by just thinking more self-awareness,
Yeah.
like if they could teach more of that, the self-reflection, like why is this happening? What's going on? What can I do to change this? Instead of just accepting what's happening
Yeah.
to them. That's really deep. That's
And
really
I
deep.
think it should of course, come from the family. Not as many people are as lucky as me, having the mom that is very well versed, in the industry,
Mhm.
that this is like a everyday thing, that she's helping other people to think
Mhm.
about that. So she's by by default monitoring what is happening in her head, and trying, to ask the right question to me, to motivate me, etc. And so I was very lucky in that.
Yeah. Yeah, not everyone can have an executive coach for a
Of
mom.
course, of
I
course.
know, right? I wish everyone could be my mom was a therapist, so for 40
Yeah,
years.
that's
So,
very similar. Yeah.
yeah, very similar with the questioning and things, but yeah, not everyone is as lucky, but to have some kind of course, I think you're onto something, to have some type of course when we're younger so that we can have those
Yeah,
inner
definitely.
dialogues and those thoughts could help us lead our lives a lot easier than
Yeah,
than later on.
I have recently listened to so many podcasts, where all of very successful people, sometimes
Mhm.
billionaires, when they are asked like similar question like that, uh, they tell you exactly this, like yeah, I should have, I wish I had the manual, how my mind works much sooner in life, and we should definitely bring that in the school, because it's much nicer to understand that, rather than have insight into chemistry, biology, or some different fields which you might not necessarily use. I think it's very important to, of course, to have the STEM and all of the other categories, to
Yes.
have like a broad overview of how the world works. But you should start also with yourself, because you are part of that world, and you should know a little bit about how you work, or how stuff is working in your head as well.
Nice, nice. Start with yourself. I love it. I love it. We should just lead the charge with that and start changing the curriculum in schools. It starts with us, right? So, I
But my
really.
sister is a ground school teacher, so
Oh wow,
she's working on that as well,
she's
on that
working on it. So
side.
she's
Yeah, yeah,
trying
yeah.
to get it into the schools as well. See, we each of us can try in our own ways. And if we can't learn it in schools, then if we have little ones that we can impact, we can start sharing those messages early on, is to start thinking, that critical thinking, self-reflection, and just looking inside. Thank you so much, Roman, for being on the show. Oh, tell us more about the program that you have, that 6-month intensive program. Is that running? Like, is it launching? Is it going on? Can people enroll in it now? Like, tell us a little bit more about that before I let you
Yeah,
go.
I have started that like a year ago, and it's been very successful. It's a very intensive 6 months program for like your top talent, typically at the law firm where I work, and um, because it's very intensive, I work with these people. I'm literally like on their speed dial. We message on WhatsApp and whatnot, and we discussed things as they need. So it's not like charge by the hour and think about like when's my next coaching session is scheduled
Mm-hmm.
for, but it's much more like I need something, I need to reach out to Roman, and we have for that 6 months we have preset goals that we agree on, typically with the coachee, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
also the stakeholder, typically being their boss. And so we would set some goals that we want to achieve within those 6 months, because people that I'm lucky to work with are very smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like it's going to happen either way, and during those 6 months the program is built in a way that you have at the beginning you have your 360, you get
Yeah.
like you know where you stand at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
in the middle, after the 3 months we take the same 360, you get feedback from your stakeholders, to see how you improved on those set goals.
Mm-hmm.
After the middle check, you will get such a kick in your butt, that from the stakeholders, that you should really improve, and it's not working for you, apparently, etc. And because the people are very smart,
Mm-hmm.
it's no easy day to hear that, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, it's their final push to definitely start improving, and it's I haven't had anyone that wouldn't achieve those goals that they set, which I think is like such a great guarantee, going into that program and spending the 6 months working on yourself, because you are really able to achieve the things that you cannot even imagine that you would be, and it's because of the method and how it is designed and put together.
That's fantastic. So, and you've gotten reviews, like every single person that has taken this program has been able to meet and exceed their key performance indicators. Like everybody has left raving reviews. Like this
Yeah,
is a good program, a great
because
program.
I started it only a year ago, and
Mhm,
it's so intensive. I haven't had like hundreds of clients. It's just basically like I had like 5 different clients that went through that,
mhm,
and I don't want to take more on at the same time because you are not
Right.
able to respond to them then at the pace you need to.
Right.
But it's f- and because of that, all of them like it's like 100% success rate in terms of like
Nice.
achieving what they need. And sometimes I see that where I have clients where we go like from one session to the next.
Mhm.
There is not like a set goal. They don't know like what's their like overall achievement going to look like, and because
Mhm.
of that you don't see as clear improvement. And
Mm.
but if you we know basically it's just going back to the sports again. Like if you know that at the end of the 6 months you want
Mhm.
to rank at this level, and so me as your coach and your total supporter and you, we know that we are a team and we are working towards that common goal.
So it's important to have the goals, to have them, and being in this intensive program is going to help you reach it. So I'm going to put the information about the 6-month intensive program. His space is limited. Everybody who's watching and listening, his space is limited, so he can't be taking 150 clients on at a time because he's one person. So, and it sounds like you are very hands-on with your clients,
Yeah.
and making yourself available for them at all hours. So so there is that. So you've got a bandwidth, and so boundaries are very important as well. So I encourage people, if they're interested, you can find Roman on his website. I'm going to share the website address, as well as the 6-month intensive coaching program. And I'm sure there is a waiting list, but if you are lucky enough to get into this program, I definitely encourage you to sign up. Are there any other places where we can find you, Roman? Oh, the newsletter. I'm going to also
Yeah,
include
the
the
the, the,
newsletter.
the newsletter relationship mastery on LinkedIn, or I'm quite active on LinkedIn, so it's the easiest way, to just see a little bit more about myself, what I've been through, and also I like to post like news about
Mhm.
clients that I'm working with, etc. And so shoot me a message on LinkedIn. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me.
And he's very responsive, everybody. So like he gets back to you as soon as possible.
Yeah,
So
of
thank
course.
you so much for just uncovering some of these mysteries in executive coaching and really sharing the relationship secret that elite leaders are using. You've just kind of broken into the mystique of leading better teams, and what it takes to be a better you, and sharing your why and all of the wonderful magical things that are great about you. Thank you so much for your time today.
No, pleasure is completely mine, and I'm very happy to be with you and be a great friend and get to know you through Forefront, and I'm very happy to do this and at any time.
Excellent. And so please, everybody, if you liked what you heard and you saw, please like and share and subscribe and share this with your colleagues. It's all about sharing what you know. And thank you very much for joining us on Career View Mirror. We'll see you again later. Thank you so much for listening to Career View Mirror. If you got value from this episode, please consider leaving a rating and a review for the show on Apple Podcasts, or head on over to Spotify and click 5 stars for our show. We also have a YouTube channel with video versions of our episodes, so subscribe over there for more content. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode.